ago, there was a record label. It was the Bethlehem Steel label, and they put out these great big 300-foot cast iron records. And they're almost obsolete, but I happened to locate an old Bobby Breen record. And I need something that size that we can make go at 78 RPM, and so we can play the record.
I'll repeat, you'll have to call the technical department on that.
You don't know if anybody has ever played records over there before?
No, not on our stage.
Well, don't you have discotheques? And,
This is the Opera House in New York City.
Well, I'm new here. Maybe I have the wrong place. Isn't this where they have the Murray the K discotheque and the record hops?
No. Don't you know what the Metropolitan Opera Company is?
No.
La Scala. This is the Opera...
Oh, it's a restaurant.
Where are you from, Timbuktu?
No, ma'am. I'm from out in Iowa.
And you don't know what the Metropolitan Opera Company is?
Well, I don't think. La Scala, is that an Italian food? I don't understand. I was told... Is this where Cousin Brucey has his record hop?
You have the wrong number, sir.
All right, well... Hello? Ma'am?
I can understand getting a little nervous when you come out here.
Yeah, are you
But just relax. No, I've been here a lot of times. But there's all friendly people out here, and the people watching at home are relaxing. Just calm down. Don't worry about it.
All right.
If I looked like you, I would be even less nervous than I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, but if I looked like you and talked like me, I wouldn't be too crazy about it. As long as I talk this way, I'm glad I looked this way.
For the way you talk.
What did these people say when they called you?
Well, what did they say? They asked me if I would be interested. They saw me on the show, and they said there's this weird part, that's sort of very way out. And they asked me if I'd like to do it. And I said, well, who are you? They told me who they were. And, of course, I never heard of them. So, it didn't make any sense at first. And so I said, well, yeah. So I met them a place where I always go, so, the people there could protect me in case there was something weird. So they said, well, we'll bring you the script tonight. Well, they didn't bring the script. So I thought, well, that's something, sit there. So I got out of that. So they said they were going to call me back. So I said, yeah, sure. So I left the place and went home. So then they did call me back, and so then they said, well, they sent me a ticket to fly to London.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. They paid everything. So I thought, well, wait till I get to London.
Did you fly to London?
Huh? Did I fly alone?
Did you fly to London?
Yeah, I flied there.
I bet you could, no, yeah.
So, and I got there, they were there. And
they were the Crescendo film folks.
I hope.
Which you didn't know yet?
I still didn't know, no. I was, well, they told me who they were, but I never heard of them.
And what did you do when you got there?
Now, the administrations are really frustrated. I think the head of CCNY put I heard in the news today.
Get in here.
And
Get in here.
John Wayne now in the job. It's really,
President quit because he wanted combat pay, and they wouldn't give it to him. Now you see why I sang.
So, yeah, I do agree with the students to get NROTC off the campuses, and but now it's become that the students don't want military training, but the teachers need it. It's a very weird thing. There's a little insight, folks, cloaked in humor.
Well, it was beautifully cloaked in humor.
So, it was not only cloaked, but hooded. There's something when you know that you have them in the palm of your hand, it's a pleasure to sit here and just roll, isn't it?
Well, we could talk about your Chicago trip because that interests me.
I've been informing you.
There's an informant. There's somebody who knows a lot about you, cares about you deeply, and tells us everything we want to know about you. He said you came from, or he or she, I don't know who it was, said you visited Hugh Hefner's mansion. I've never been there. I think I'm too square to be invited to Hugh Hefner's mansion. Or maybe not younger.
I would say no squarer than I went there expecting it to be erotomania, I guess is the word, because I'd seen articles about it and all. But it's this enormous mansion on State Street, and a lot of bunnies live upstairs, and they work at the Playboy Club and all. And I've been there several times, and I mentioned this on the show once before, but I'd seen pictures of nude girls in the pool in a spread they did in the magazine on the house, and I went down there 15 days in a row, and the only nude I saw was Norman Mailer.
Could you tell from seeing him then, would he make a good mayor?
Well,
I
would say it would take more than what I saw to know that he has mistakes.
You look that way.
I don't know what either of us is saying. There wasn't much happening here this time.
Well, say that. But now Scott can save you every time. Watch.
You'd have to be a real nut to do what I'm going to do. But if it saves you from the fate worse than death, fabulously expensive cocktail dress. Scotch Guard fabric protector. New do-it-yourself Scotch Guard. See where it's wet? That's the Scotch Guard protector. But after it dries, you can't see it or feel it. But it's there. Watch. Salad oil. It just beads up on the treated part, and you blot it off without a trace. The other part, goodbye cocktail dress, which could have been a linen tablecloth, a man's tie, or practically anything people wear and use. Do-it-yourself Scotch Guard will protect almost any fabric there is. Scotch Guard fabric protector. Maybe you'd better get some before you wish you had.
Ed, you're a good person. Ed said we should clarify when Dick Cavett's show starts, especially since tonight I think you gained a few more fans. You made a witty phrase that was worthy of a play. You can go right into a play. Norman Mailer has not shown what it takes. So the man who said that will have his own show on ABC starting...
I've forgotten. No, it's May 26th. I think you said the fall earlier, and I wouldn't want people who were going to go to Europe
well, you know, the reason I thought is that I thought a fall start is classier than a summer start, but it will go on through the fall, if you're good.
No, even if I'm good, it won't go on through the fall. I think the fall schedule is full, and then I presumably return somewhat later.
I know he's not getting bored.
Well, I'm going to talk about it anyway, Charlie.
Can we take a picture of that? Isn't that a sweet gentleman? It's a little boy. And I got, the gentleman I'm about to introduce looked like that when he was many years younger. He doesn't know I have these pictures, but his mother gave them to me, and I'll describe how I got them from his mother. I didn't ask for them. His mother gave them to me. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most decent human beings I've worked with in a long time, and a brilliant actor, Mr. David Jansen. I want to hold up another one. I got quite a few, David. Watch this one.
One thing is consistent. I got big ears.
What? No, look at this one. Look at this one.
I can't.
How old were you here?
Oh, I must have been 2 or 3.
No. No, these were given. David's mother is a beautiful woman. She's a former what?
Ziegfeld College.
A Ziegfeld College girl. Right now, she's an actress. She's an extra. She works in, what would you call her? Besides being a mother. She's an extra, I think.
Well, she goes all over the country.
Yeah, okay. Yes.
No, she's a nice lady.
She's a nice lady.
Why did she give you all these pictures?
Because she was an extra on a show I did with Dick Van Dyke called The Comet, a motion picture.
Look at that. No receding hairline.
Let's look at that again. Let's take. Look at that. You had that nice.
That's a classic.
Your ears are bigger there than they are today. Why is that?
Well, except a lot of people like the pictures, so that's...
Well, John, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
They'd be afraid not to. With
That tall fellow isn't waiting in the wings.
You mean the John Wayne fellow? No, he's not here. Now, the title, Where It's At. We do have a film clip to show you. It's a very hip title. Could you tell us a little about why the title, Where It's At?
Well, it's an expression, I think, that is, part of the generation that I'm no longer a part of. And I think it really means, as I understand it, it's where it's at, meaning it's something that's important. It's what is happening. You know, it's very strange. It's very hard to, you know, I got to go to the dictionary to try to look these up. Has anybody written a hip dictionary?
No, as a matter of fact, it's not worth writing these hip dictionaries because when the phrase gets to be popular, it's boring. It's very boring, you know, and it very quickly will forget it. The rating has, the movie has what rating? An R rating.
An R.
Now, that means what? Restricted?
For Republicans only.
No. I don't think so. You know, I saw the picture at a preview. What does that mean? Restricted, it means under 16 or something. Under 17, and you're not admitted unless accompanied by a parent, a guardian, or a cop.
Well, what do they have M's and X's?
Now, why would that picture get an R rating? Now, as far as I remember,
well, it starts out with
a little nudity.
Yeah,
just enough. And a beautiful girl, by the way.
Rosemary.
Your co-star. I've always liked her. Now I love her.
She looks better. She looks better in the nude than I do.
Yeah. There was one beautiful shot. I remember mirror shot. Do you remember that shot?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember that shot. Anyway, that's probably why I got the R rating, because it is a serious picture and I think it should be seen by people interested in the problems between parents and children.
Well, there are a couple of laughs in it.
A couple of laughs, and it's a very serious picture. We're going to roll a film clip of. We're not going to roll a film clip. Oh, we will roll a film clip, but not this moment. You don't roll film clips while the singer ad is on. Is this one? Oh, well, that's not lit up. And now alert. Oh, I was so perfect until now. Now a word from your local station.
I always say the best cranberry drink comes from the people who grow grapes.
That you don't.
No, new Welch Berry cocktail. It's got just enough of Welch's famous grapes to take the rough edge off the cranberries. I think it's the best cranberry drink I ever tasted.
Well, I always say the best cranberry drink comes from the people who grow grapes.
You're the first man who ever understood me.
New Welch Berry Cocktail, the cranberry drink from the people who grow grapes. You can tell this ketchup isn't Heinz. See, it's separating, spreading, running. Heinz would never do that. If the ketchup isn't Heinz, how good can even the best hamburger taste?
It's good to see you. You know, a lot of people know of your career, one of the dead-end kids, the original...
You're not going to take me through that again.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to take you to the Dracula impression that you did on the Steve Allen show.
Oh!
Although if you have an urge to bite anybody on the neck during the course of... But what people don't know about you, one of the reasons I'm so excited to have you, they don't know.
About what? No, but first of all, Carl, I was listening off there about...
Hey, look, Foster says, Barney, I think you blew your money. You bought my dead neighbor. I want to get a laugh. I said, let's go inside. We go to the cemetery. I knock on the door of the office. A stone door opens. The guy said, yes. I said, no. What you want? I said, I come to see family plot number 130 to 145 inclusive. He says, who is the deceased? And Dick Shawn said we didn't bring him with us. Foster said he didn't feel up to it. And now Joey is smiling. I say, what's so funny, Joe? He says, nothing, bud. If I wear my normal expression, this bum will grab me. I said to the guy, look, nobody died. I just want to see my piece of ground. He said, why? I said, look, to somebody, I just bought a new house. I said the same thing. I like to check the drainage. He said, what do you need drainage? And Foster said, you see, buddy, if he perspires a little, he gets a rash on his backside. You don't want to be laying in the water. I said, look, mister, I'm an actor. I just want to put up a sign. Tommy, what are you acting? He said, get out of here.
Now, Kodak shows you the best way to save all the action of your moving world.
philosophy of life.
Bodyguard for this meeting, huh, Harry?
No, Johnny. Shipwreck, he got worried about a little matter, so I told him to come on over.
Yeah, I see.
So, you thought my proposition over, Johnny?
How do you see things, Harry? I ought to know your point of view.
Simple. You built up a nice front. Legitimate business, coast to coast. You're smart. So, Johnny, how soon you figure we can make it really pay off? Contraband, smuggling, you and me together, Johnny. We can make it big.
Harry, I'm big enough.
Hey, Shipwreck, you hear that? Gotti. Sounds like Mr. Fresno don't want you as a partner. Johnny, is that how it is?
You boys catch on real fast.
Maybe Mr. Fresno ought to have his mind changed, McCarty. Oh, Johnny don't want that kind of trouble, do you, Johnny?
What kind of trouble do you have in mind, Harry?
Well, you're tough, yeah. But I'm tough. And Shipwreck is tough. 2 against 1, Johnny. That's lousy odds.
Me thinking we'd just have a cozy little chat.
Okay, Shipwreck, take him. I said take him! Something's get hold. Who's that?
The Shadow, Harry. It's time to even the odds.
The Shadow? The invisible guy. Now take it easy, Shipwreck. Everybody just take it easy. I got a gun, see? Now don't move, Johnny, or I'll blast you.
Do as he says, Johnny.
That's it. Everybody cooperate. Okay, Shadow. I don't see you, but I know where you are. You got hold of Shipwreck, but you're a sitting duck.
But if you pull that trigger, you may hit Shipwreck. Be careful about that.
Yeah, don't shoot, McCarty. You could hit me.
So why don't you hit him, Shipwreck? Suppose I give you a push,
Your face for 7 days. Taking time out for meals, of course. Donaghy's window. You did. You see, the dove is the ancient symbol of the messenger of death. Mrs. Donaghy crapped out at the same.
But I'm prejudiced. I like it, too. It's fun. It's fun. Everybody needs a little recreation. Everybody dislikes something or somebody. I don't like midgets. I'm prejudiced against midgets. I don't care what nationality they are. I don't like them. If I see a midget, I'm going to smack him right in the mouth. I've always wanted to fight a midget. You gotta know how to fight a midget. It's not as easy as it sounds. A buddy of mine had a fight with a midget and he lost. Damn midget bit him. You know midgets aren't any higher than that. I don't trust them. Every time I pass a midget, I say, watch out! I wore this suit because I wanted you to see this suit. It's my favorite suit. Well, it's one of my favorite suits. I call this my riot suit. I like this. I got this suit in Cleveland. Right out of the window. Right out of the window. I got this suit. Now, I want to say that I wasn't in the riot officially. I wasn't in the riot officially. It was a matter that, and on every occasion that I'd appeared in Cleveland, the citizens of Cleveland had come to see me, so when they were rioting, I went to pay my respects. You know, I'm walking down the street there. I'd never seen a riot. I'm walking down the street looking at the riot, you know. And I saw all the trucks out there from the local, television taking pictures for network. And I thought, passed through my mind, you're an entertainer. You have to have as much national exposure as you can get. So I wanted to look nice, and the window was open. I don't know who threw the brick. The window was open. So I put the suit on. I wanted to look nice in front of the cameras. Nothing looks worse than a raggedy rioter. So I put the suit on, I waved into the camera. I didn't get to do any lines. The guy wouldn't let me do anything. He said I could wave and mug, no lines. So I waved and mugged. I liked it. It was nice. It was a vest that went with the suit. I wanted to get that, too. And a pair of shoes. I like those. And I promised my girlfriend I'd get her a color television. I couldn't carry all that stuff. I had to leave some of it so I could help my uncle carry the couch. We got that home, it was the wrong color. You had to go back, you know, the National Guard had gotten there by then. That's a rough thing, running through the National Guard with a couch on your back. I used to think that I wanted to be a singer. You know that? I used to think I wanted to be a singer when I noticed the singers got all the girls. You know, girls like those singers. They come out with the shiny suits, and they lean over the front of the stage and sing to the girl. You ever watch those guys? A lot of times those guys spit when they sing. You ever notice that? A lot of times they spit on the girls when they sing. And girls like that, too. Girls like for those guys to spit on them. That's what makes girls swoon, that spit. It's been that way all through history, even back during the time of the first great singer. First great singer musician was Little David. Remember Little David? Had the fight with Goliath? I bet Goliath remembered David. Yeah, that's why the fight came about. Because Goliath was jealous about the popularity that David had with the girls. See, David was a singer. Fade harp, he'd sing. And wherever David would be appearing, all the girls would come in the club and they'd crowd around the front of the stage and scream at David. They'd scream things like, "Play on the harp, little David. Play on the harp, honey. What you say? Go on, little David." Yeah, David was something like the Ray Charles of that time.
Yeah, I was walking through the Sahara Hotel one time with a black thing with just a little white showing, and a girl come over to me and said, "Father, I have sinned." And I said, "And so you shall again, my darling." Naturally, this bewildered her. And she said, "Will you give me penance?" I said, "And also a few dollars for yourself."
Tell them what happened and what you said and who was playing with you and where it happened.
Well, I was with Jan Murray, and I was with Jimmy DeMeritt, and with a guy named Charlie Cooley.
And you drove the ball into the woods or something?
I was at the 12th hole in the Concord Hotel. And I was single then. I don't go around naked since I'm married. There's a quote here in the back of the book. It says, "Golf is more fun than walking naked in a strange place, but not much." But that isn't the way. See, I dictated the book into a microphone. Yeah. And that ain't what I said. I said, golf is more fun than waking naked in a strange place, but not much.
They got walking.
No, not walking. Waking naked. See?
But not much.
I think it's better the way they put it.
Turned out pretty good. So tell them the story.
Well, anyway, so we're playing golf, and the 12th hole was a dog leg to the left, which means if you hit the ball off the tee, you should be turning a corner to the left. And I sliced it into the woods on the right. So I went into the woods to find my ball, and the other three guys walked down the fairway, and they were out a good distance, and I'm in the woods alone. It's kind of a nice, warm day. And I had a good hold of my wedge. And, well, that's a stick with a heavy end. And,
golfers don't, if you're not play golf, they don't know what a wedge is.
Well, okay, I had a golf stick in my hand, and I stripped down to just my shoes, socks, and the wedge. And I start thrashing about in the woods and yelling, "Help! Help! Oh! Help!" And I watched the other guys, and they come running across the fairway to help me. And as they approached the woods, I burst out stark naked and yelled, "Locusts are upon us." Since that day, I have met over 400 people that claimed they were in the foursome. They said they were there the day it happened. There was another day when they had a wedding in the clubhouse, and there was a great big thing of punch left over, and a half a bottle of brandy and a little champagne, which I poured into the punch. So then, and this was up at the Concord Hotel in the Catskills. So, I hired two caddies, one to carry my bag and one to carry that punch bowl. So I picked it up and take a few slurps out of it. And it was a hot day. And the liquid would run out, but the bomb would remain within. And, oh, I know you appreciate this, Ed, my boy. So I kept drinking out of that punch ball, and pretty soon I took my middle club and hit the fourth ball, and I got very hot. I took off my shirt, and along come Julie Winnerick. And he said, he's one of the owners, and he said, "You're not allowed to go on this golf course without a shirt." So I said, "Excuse me?" And I put my shirt back on and took a few more drinks and played the rest of the 11 holes without no pants or shorts. And they barred me from the golf course, and I distinctly remember putting that shirt on. And that's an old one. The guy's a kleptomaniac, and he goes to the psychiatrist, and he goes 2.5 years, and the psychiatrist finally says, "You are finished now. You understand why you steal. You steal because as a child you had sibling rivalry between your brother and felt that you didn't really own the things you want. Consequently, you went out and took things, but now that you understand, you're completely cured, and you shall not steal again. However, should you have a relapse, pick me up a Mixmaster." But that ain't the one. See, but here...